Hey everybody, this is Rydo, and today we will be starting Day of the Tentacle Remastered. Now, as far as point-and-click adventure games, this is pretty much the remaster of game number 2. Maniac Mansion is kind of the introduction, specifically for the Scum line of games, script creation utility for Maniac Mansion. It has it right in the name, and Day of the Tentacle is the loose sequel to it. We are in the remastered version, but I want to run in here and we'll start the game. I want to show you what the classic graphics and the classic audio sounded like, and then we'll start the game and look at the new one, because it has been a long time and a lot of improvement has happened, including controller support, which is something I will try, and developer's commentary, which is something I would like to do later, but not now. So this is what the game looked like originally, although not exactly guaranteed to sound like this, because there were many versions of this, some on floppy disks, some on CD-ROMs, and some of them didn't have voice acting at all. It was just text on the screen. So, of the many versions you might be able to find in certain places online and play through the Scum virtual machine, there are versions that don't have the talking you will see here. I have the subtitles on also.
I'm thirsty.
But you certainly, there were floppy versions of this where you would have just seen the text and not heard anything but the music.
It looks bad for you.
So that you can tell this game is starting kind of crazy to begin with. There's these tentacles here talking to each other, and you're like, where is this coming from?
I feel like I could.
This is a very Looney Tunes style
like I could.
Game. In its silliness and in the solutions and the characters you'll play as.
Like I could.
So he grew arms.
Take on
gives him the ability to take on the world. Honestly, there were versions of this that actually looked worse than that, because there were some versions that had less colors and lower resolution.
Just what I need for dissection lab tomorrow.
I think I need that for the band, Laverne. You know, like we could bite
These
its head off.
These are two of the 3 characters we'll be playing as.
Hands off that hamster.
Friend of yours, Bernard?
He belongs to Weird Ed Edison, and it looks like he's brought us a note. It's from my old friend, Green Tentacle. He says that Purple Tentacle's mutated into an insane genius, and Dr. Fred's going to kill them both.
So this game isn't
I thought
super
I was free
long.
of Dr. Fred and those crazy Edisons
probably
forever.
finish it.
But now I know that I
play
must go
a second time in developer's commentary.
to the mansion.
One of the features in Maniac Mansion that doesn't exist in Day of the Tentacle is there were 9 characters that you could pick from, and if you made a mistake and killed one of those characters, I think you then had to go finish the game with the remaining 2, and depending on what you picked, you may not be able to beat the game in the first place. It was a very, very old game designed for you to play over and over again, trying. This is early PC games that were designed to be cryptic and have silly puzzles that you're not going to figure out on the first try. The LucasArts style of games, which just originally was a LucasArts game, now Tim Schafer, who you saw in the credits there, has made his own company called Double Fine. They bought the rights to his own games, effectively, or the game he worked on, and they've released this remaster. And this remaster offers something that that you won't get playing the original games, which still run today using the Scum VM program. So there's possibly still reason why you might want to go back and play the old game. But I'm not sure there actually is. So, like I said, very Looney Tune cutscene. We haven't seen this in a video game in a very long time, where we have, where you're getting a full roll of credits at the beginning of a game. Most games don't have any credits at all. Most recently, we have seen games have started putting tons
we'll
of
spread out commando
things
style.
in front of the
Laverne,
start
you go
screen.
secure the area behind those
this was
double
powered
doors.
by DirectX,
Hoagie,
NVIDIA,
you take care of upstairs reconnaissance.
Unity, Unreal.
I'll maintain Command HQ
Dolby
here
HD
in the lobby.
Audio.
What are we looking
We've seen a lot of
for?
those things.
We've got to
but we
find where
haven't
Dr.
seen
Fred is holding the
intros,
tentacles.
Like a TV
This better
or a
not
movie
take too
intro.
long. I've got an anatomy final tomorrow.
So
And I've got a show to set up later tonight.
this is the
If I'm
old
late, I don't get to
graphics,
test the drums.
the old audio,
If I know
the old
Dr. Fred,
interface,
He's got the tentacles tied up in his secret lab.
and
Question is, where's his secret lab?
so we're about to start the game, and it's immediately pops up the controls for this, which is not something that was in the original game, definitely. Mostly it would have just been a point and click with walking around, but there's several other keys here that you can press. So I don't think in the original game you could just skip to a specific character, but maybe. And then dialogue selection. These may have been in here. F1 to switch to render modes is new. Shift to highlight the objects might be new. Middle mouse click button to open an inventory is definitely new. You really don't need anything but the mouse, though. This game was originally designed just for a mouse. You see, here's a gun with dime at it, and you would, in the old interface, say look at something and then click here.
Spearmint, my
very
favorite.
old system here. And if you just wanted to walk to a place, you just click there. And if you want to automatically do what it suggests, you just right click on it.
Spearmint, my favorite.
So look will be the default for most things, but open is for this door. So I could walk to the door with the left click, or I could open the door with the
I'm
right.
not leaving this motel until I find those tentacles.
And so this is what the old system looked like. Let's now look at F1 and see what the new game looks like. Listen to the audio. It's fuller, better looking. The interface is now completely gone. What's this? This brings up your menu if you need to do anything, but it's just your inventory and the settings menu. There's nothing up here or in any of the other corners. So if I wanted to middle click to get to the inventory, if I want to right click, you now have all of these different options pop up. This is kind of in the way of Full Throttle, which was the last of the Tim Schafer games before LucasArts pretty much stopped making point-and-click adventure games. And so you can see it's all the same things, it's just hidden better so you can see this. And when we do look at this, listen to how it sounds when he says the exact same line this time.
Spearmint, my favorite.
A fuller, better audio there too. So this is complete redrawing of the characters. You can't. This very well may be the same engine, at least to some extent, but it probably isn't even that. But you can't take these graphics that were originally drawn like this. This was in the days where every single pixel had a purpose. Like the lines under his nose are there so you see that he does have a nose. The smirk on his lips are there. Those few 12 pixels there are there to show that he has lips. So they never made the graphics really good and then had to scale it down because computers couldn't handle it. This is what it originally was. So they just had to redraw everything from scratch and try to stay true to the artistic meaning, and by mostly tracing and just redrawing the same things as it is, it looks a lot better. This is a great remaster in that sense because it tells you immediately what it allows a new generation to play this game, which is still going to have some of the faults of an old point-click adventure game, which means it will be difficult and it will be obscure and all of that, but it won't look old. This is a game you could easily put on an iPad or an Android tablet and play. Maybe even play it on a cell phone if your cell phone's big enough. And controller support helps me certainly, because then I don't have to move a mouse. Notice when I'm touching a mouse, it's a little jerky, but when I use a controller, you can get a smoother motion here. So now we need to go back here, and now that we know what the game is going to look like, and we've seen all this, I've also unlocked some bonus things because it says new already. So we have some concept art gallery and developers commentary, both of which are new. This whole part here is new. You'll notice in the audio here, he is mentioning 1-800-STAR Wars. That was the hint line for LucasArts games. So we're going to now have the art on Remastered. I'm going to move the mouse controller here because in this menu, it's not moving the cursor. And we're going to start the game over again and start playing. Sorry if it's taken a while, but it was important to touch upon this. One of the other things is that Maniac Mansion may very well be in this game, and we'll look at it, but I'm certainly not going to play it. That game was really cryptic, and it probably hasn't been remastered, and it probably won't ever be remastered. But no developer's commentary I'd like it on, but we'll play through once, and then we'll probably play through a second time, because I bet the developer's commentary just plays automatically. So LucasArts now is officially shut down once Disney bought it.
I'm thirsty.
I don't think you should drink that. It looks bad for you.
Nonsense. It makes me feel great. Smarter. More aggressive. I feel like I could. Like I could. Like I could. Take on the world.
Look, Hoagie, it's a hamster. Just what I need for dissection lab tomorrow.
I think I need that for the band, Laverne. You know, like we could bite its head off or whatever.
Hands off that hamster.
Friend of yours, Bernard?
He belongs to Weird Ed Edison, and it looks like he's brought us a note. It's from my old friend, Green Tentacle. He says that Purple Tentacle's mutated into an insane genius, and Dr. Fred's going to kill them both. I thought I was free of Dr. Fred and those crazy Edisons forever. But now I know that I must go back to the mansion.
It's interesting that the credits don't change for the remastered version in this load screen. They have their own separate credits in the main menu. So it's also worth mentioning that while Tim Schafer worked on this project, there's a lot of people that worked on this project, and I don't think they all went to Double Fine. I don't think Ron Gilbert ever worked for Double Fine, but I could be wrong about that. And almost certainly not every single person who worked on every single thing got moved over from LucasArts to Double Fine. And Double Fine versus LucasArts just doesn't have the same funding. They tried a Kickstarter. They are on the board of a Kickstarter-like company called Fig, and I believe this may have been a Fig project to bring this remaster out, where people had to fund it directly. Double Fine has gone in some strange directions, experimented a lot, not succeeded greatly in a lot of them. In fact, I've covered one of their new games that was called Broken Age, and it really failed to capture the fun and entertainment of a game like this. It's been decades. Tim Schafer's changed, everybody's changed, and the world has changed.
We'll spread out commando style.
It's surprising.
Laverne,
It's not
you
really
go secure
surprising
the
it
area
didn't
behind
work,
those double doors.
but it certainly
Hoagie,
didn't.
you take care of upstairs reconnaissance. I'll maintain Command HQ here, in the lobby.
What are we looking for?
We've got to find where Dr. Fred is holding the tentacles.
This better not take too long. I've got an anatomy final tomorrow.
Oh, it's not going to take
I've got a show
too
to
long.
set up later tonight. If I'm late, I don't get to test the drums.
It's gonna
If
take
I know
longer
Dr.
than
Fred-
they think.
He's got the tentacles tied up in his secret lab. Question is, where's his secret lab?
And so here we're shown the controller. Interesting that they decided to show us a PlayStation 4 controller instead of an Xbox 360 controller, which is I'm using, or an Xbox One controller, particularly since this is a PC game, and PC games don't, by default, have drivers installed that work greatly with the PlayStation 4 controller. But it kind of goes to show. So moving the lower right stick on the controller is just cycling through everything. That's not what I want. That would be super cheaty to sit here and go, show me every single item that you can use. So let's see. We need to get this dime with a gum stuck in it at some point, but let's start with Chuck the Plant. I often make jokes to Chuck the Plant and about Chuck the Plant and call plants Chuck. But interesting. This is weird because in this mode you can't. It's only giving you a few things to do.
A horticultural horror.
But in the previous,
I can't touch it, it's spiny.
in the previous mode, you could choose
I can't
anything,
touch it, it's spiny.
and it would give you
I
something.
can't touch it, it's spiny.
So, like, if we go back quickly to the previous thing, there's always this talk to option. Talk to Chuck the plant. And it's just not letting me do it. That's interesting because I thought you could talk to Chuck the plant. So, limited responses. Let's, for the sake, I don't like where these buttons are, by the way. You're having to hit the X to pick up the options when I would expect the B to do that. Let's look at everything before we pick it up.
That one looks like it's from a local hardware store.
So use flyer, give flyer, and pick up flyer. Give flyer probably means you'd give something to it. No, you'd give it to somebody. So use means you'd use it with something and still getting the PlayStation controllers. And pick up means it goes down here, which there's also a lack of like opportunities here. You have to pull up the menu and then look at
The
something.
Chicago Manual of Thermodynamic Flux Induction Circuit Design. Great stuff.
So you got this textbook you can look at.
It's from George's Hardware. George says that every American should have a vacuum cleaner in their basement.
So there are a few achievements tied to this on Steam, and I'd like to get them all. One of them is not skipping the cutscenes. That's easy enough to not do. But some of them might require doing some really crazy things. So one of the things I probably should figure out is, can I save the game? Yes, I can. So we're at 0% and we're 31 minutes in, or 31 seconds in? I think that's 31 seconds in. So we'll make sure we do that too.
Help wanted. Lab assistant. Hardworking moronic drone needed to assist genius with experiments. High school diploma not required.
Well, we'll probably be able to use that. And then, let's see, this one. And then use this help wanted sign with the dime stuck on it. Let's see if we can scrape it up. Use help wanted sign.
It's stuck to the floor.
And we can't pull it.
It's stuck to the floor.
And we can't open the door.
I'm not leaving this motel until I find those tentacles.
And we can't use the door.
I'm not leaving this motel until I find those tentacles.
One of the things you'll notice, here's a dime, we'll take this. You'll notice is you'll get the same responses for the wrong choices over and over again.
Out
Which
of
can be
order.
very annoying, certainly, in a point-and-click adventure game. Let's look at this picture.
It's signed, here's your EPA grant. Keep up the good work. Hi from Mommy, Ronnie 83.
Let's try this door. So we can go there.
Laverne's covering that territory.
So use the door and we'll walk through it. I was thinking more you would walk through the door, but okay. So we're in the next room.
Looks like Dr. Fred wearing a powdered wig. Handsome in a way, but I'm glad he eventually accepted his hair loss.
So, here's a phone. Here's a Swiss bank book. Here's a calendar with Darth Vader on it.
Wow, it's from my favorite movie.
Let's go and take this.
Gee, Dr. Fred doesn't have a penny.
Let's go ahead and see if we can take
I
this.
have 3 just like it at home.
Let's go ahead and... I think actually looking at everything is probably a mistake.
There's some correction fluid in it.
Looking at a closed drawer is probably not worth it. So sometimes you have to get out of the way and be
It's a
able to
bottle
click
of
on
correctional fluid.
or know where it is instinctively. So we're also probably going to pick up things and have items that we don't know anything about until later.
The safe is closed.
And let's see.
Sleek design, sturdy construction, attractive housing. All in all, a fine phone.
So really all we're just kind of doing here is just clicking
I don't have
on
time
everything.
for idle chit-chat now. I have work to do.
And sometimes the game will stop you from doing something that you can do later, but a lot of times it won't. And see, stairs. We can go up the
Hoagie's
stairs.
got that part of the house.
Well, nope, we can't. So then we just have the grandfather clock.
There's something funny about that clock.
And it has an open grandfather clock option.
Aha! A secret passage. This is all too easy.
So he gets hit in the head and we move on to a
Laverne, how'd you
cutscene.
get upstairs?
Am I upstairs? I got lost.
Seen any tentacles?
What's a tentacle?
Oh, just something I whipped up in my spare time. Made good pets, actually. Until one of them tried to take over the world. Had to tie the little buggers up in the basement.
Good thing you told us that.
Yeah, Bernard wanted us to set them free.
Thank God you weren't that stupid. Did you say Bernard?
Okay,
Whoops.
you're free to go.
Thanks, Bernard.
Yes, thank you, naive human. Now I can finish taking over the world.
Wait!
Oh, yeah. Now I remember. He's incredibly evil, isn't he?
I'll try to talk him out of it.
Well, what possible harm could one insane mutant tentacle do?
Leaping lab rats!
Dr. Fred.
What have you done this time, you meddling milquetoast? Now Purple Tentacle is free to use his evil mutant powers to take over the world and enslave all humanity!
Whoops.
Our only hope now is to turn off my sludge-o-magic machine and prevent the toxic mutagen from entering the river.
Isn't it a little late for that, Doctor?
Of course, that's why I'll have to do it. Yesterday, to the time machine.
Very childish Looney Tunes
This
stuff.
is all your fault, Bernard.
Behold, children, the Chronogon.
Doc, can't you just send Bernard?
No, you must all go to increase the odds that one of you will make it there alive.
Have any
What?
people ever been hurt in this thing?
Of course not. This is the first time I've ever tried it on people. Well, I'll be.
Bernard, float over here so I can punch you.
This must be that Woodstock place Mom and Dad are always talking about.
What could it all mean?
I don't know. I don't want to know.
Die! Die! We may not live to see yesterday.
I'm sure Dr. Fred wouldn't have done this if it weren't safe.
After all, he is a doctor.
It works! I can't believe it! And they said imitation diamond wasn't good enough. Uh-oh.
So they travel through time, and they each land in a different place and a different time.
Cheap mail order jewels?
What happened to Hoagie and Laverne?
I knew I should have bought a real diamond.
Are they alive?
My dials say that the larger specimen landed 200 years in the past, and the other is stuck 200 years in the future.
Well, hurry up and bring them back.
I will, as soon as I get a new diamond. Then all your buddies have to do is plug in their respective chronogens and...
Plug them in? Where is Hoagie going to find an electrical outlet 200 years in the past?
Yes, well, he'll be needing my patented super battery then, won't he? Now, where did I put those patented super battery plans of mine?
Plans? How are we going to get Hoagie plans?
Don't worry me with details, boy. Just help me find the plans. They're in this house somewhere.
Now what am I going to do?
I think I made myself perfectly clear. Step 1, find plans. Step 2, save world. Step 3, get out of my house. Let's get cracking.
So we're back in control now. The game has saved, and we are in quite a mess. Definitely in quite a mess now. So that's 18 minutes of gameplay, which is about where I want to do each episode here. I want to keep everything mostly smooth. I guess we'll just end here. Which one should I end in? So I've been saying it's very Looney Toony, but I guess it's also worth pointing out that Looney Tunes these days aren't even that Looney Toony as far as silliness. They're a little bit more realistic. This definitely has a feel of an early 80s game, because this is an early 80s game. And there are some stereotypes of the weirdo girl and the rock band doll guy and the super nerdy Bernard here. I mean, we don't really see nerds like this anymore. These are very, very stereotypical archetypes of that character. But we're gonna have to work together through this big mess, through different time periods even, to save the world. Anywho, that's going to be it for this recording. As always, I end my episodes the same way. I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment if you want to, and watch every second of my videos. All of that helps me out with YouTube and tells them that my videos are worth watching. I don't think we will be pausing here because there's more noise in that room than there is here. if you want to support my channel even further than all of that, you can click on my name, Rydo, to go to my main YouTube page. On the right, there's a blue button that says support this channel. You can click that button to make a donation. Also on my main YouTube page is a playlist tab. I have covered a lot of point-and-click adventure games. This is one of the earliest. I have covered a lot of the newest ones, too. So you can search through the playlist tab, see other games. Broken Age is a good comparison, considering that was the game that is most like this game that Double Fine released. And finally, down below in the description box, I have links to all my social media sites like Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, Google+, Steam, and Battle.net. And I ask everybody to friend and follow me on all of those services. That helps me with those services, and it helps you know when my latest videos are available. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.